What is up? It is Wednesday night, August 9th. Week 1 of preseason is upon us. How are you, Mark?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. I'm excited. I actually get to see a little bit of football last week. We're going to see more games tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then our league's waivers opens up for our Dynasty
Tuesday.
League.
Yep.
So it's interesting. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Anybody's watching, I'm gonna hold off. I have a little promo today. I gotta get this out, Mark. We gotta make a little kind of crossover video of this because after our good friend James just blew a lot on his package deal with the NFL, I feel like, damn, I wish he would have told us before he did what he did. So I have it up and I reversed it a little bit. Hopefully it won't go too crazy. But I'm gonna do it at the beginning, and hopefully this will block most
There
of it.
we go.
I hope. But if you're watching now or later or whenever the hell you're at, I don't know if you are friends overseas, I don't know. Don't go out and spending $400 or $500 on the NFL packages here. If you have internet access, we have something available to you guys. Help us help you. Clicking on a link down below, it's a NFL HD. It's to our channel. It gives us the affiliate kind of thing that kind of helps you go through all the channels. It's basically TV, but on your phone or anything that you have on your laptop. So, here it is. It's backwards, by the way, because I'm trying to. I'm going to make a video. If we get docs for this at the beginning and it goes black, I'm sure in the comments someone's, hey, your video is blacked out. So what's up, Michael? You're in here too. Kirk, if somehow you come back during the episode, I would love to see if you can I don't know. I kind of want to see this draft live right now.
Yeah, let us get in. We'll take a look.
He's doing it right now. I want to see what's going on. And it's IDP because we're talking about IDP. This episode is IDP, generally speaking. But as what we have here on our channel, a description down below. Not only are we going to have our Build-A-Blocks League coming up, which I got to set the settings in there, but at least it's open for you guys to get in. 12 of you to get in there. And then I have the NFL HD. This is what you're going to get. It is flipped, guys, so it's not exactly what you're going to be looking at. But right now, I have the NFL Network up. There's a bunch of baseball games going on right now. I could probably flip through them. It's all backwards. But I had, the NFL Network, NBA TV, MLB, Bally's Sports, wherever you're at. And then we got Arizona Bally's, which a little NASCAR on there. So you got Fox. Not showing right now. Fox San Diego. And if you are working or wherever you're at and the kids are with you, hell, I even got Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network for you. It's all there. And then there's AAE, and then there's the Discovery Channel on here. There's NHL on here as well. There's a lot of crap. There's a lot of channels. Oh, gotta flip it. There you go. There's a lot of channels that you guys can use at your disposal, but I mean it's kind of simple, man. I don't want to show too much of it, so I'll see if I can make a thing of it, like an overlay. Oh, I didn't even put our overlay. I didn't even put that.
All the training camps and all the USA. They had the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, like right now we're doing right now they're showing Washington right now. Yeah. That's our guy Sam Hell there.
Yep.
So but yeah, so I know that we have Red Zone. That's our key focus right here. All right, so the Red Zone and the second Red Zone channel. So instead of it, Red Zone's not working right now. But if you are willing or wanting to do it, it's only $100, man. Yeah, and if you have Verizon, well, you have Verizon. But how you try? No. Well, yeah. Derpy, what's up, man? But yeah, no, I'm not. Look, I'm just trying to help you guys. It's $100 for the entire year. And this is what I use. So it's right now. This is Red Zone 2. It's not working, but we have Red Zone. That's my key focus because NFL's coming up. The Red Zone's on here. I have the Pac-12 if you guys really want to watch any of that. The Red Zone, obviously, when it starts working, it'll show up. Right now, you have access to the NFL Network. It's all flipped right now because I'm not trying to get doxxed or anything, and I might get doxxed, but I'm not sure.
I mean, it's a pretty amazing deal because you get like the next 7 months of football, but then after that, you still have it for 5 months to use all.
Yeah, and you could watch, ESPN on here as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So the NBC Sports, like
you can watch baseball, you can watch hockey, like you got all the sports on there. It's not
for $100. It's not bad. Like you get the entire year. And then like if you're not watching any sports or don't need it and you're with the kids or something, just throw the Cartoon Network on for them or Nickelodeon or even the freaking History Channel if they want to watch something or science like Discovery Channel. I don't know, whatever, Animal Planet, whatever. Okay, whatever your kids watch, it's all you. Like I don't raise your kids. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's all there. It's $100 for like the entire year. So there's a description down below. And yeah, the Pac-4. Yeah, I know. I heard about that. Yeah. It's ASU and U of A are. I don't know. There's like a few teams that are kind of about to lead, right? They're about to leave or some crap.
There's like 4 teams left.
Yeah. So yeah, whatever. Are you in Discord? I was gonna put the first episodes of the Jets Hard Knocks on, and it wasn't really working. So I'll have to try and figure it out. Last year we were able to do that, and I put the entire episode on. Nobody watched it. I think Derpy maybe watched one episode, but I had it there for free. I'm trying to do that again. So whenever we get that chance, I'm gonna try and figure that out because I want to do that again. The first episode's already out. So all right. So anyways, fantasy football related. It's gonna be hilarious to see USC. Yeah, November, Minnesota, Michigan, or yeah, it is. It is. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
What is this place? But yeah, guys, it's $100. I honestly, I've been using it for years. When I first discovered that format was like a few years ago. It was only $50 at the time. Every year they've increased it. Last year I think was like $70. And now with everything going up and DirecTV doing what they're doing, it's now $100 the entire time. So put the Netflix series on Discord. It's better than Hard Knocks. I don't know. We'll see. I do like that. We can. I could do anything with it. So, but yeah, I was showing it. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, what up?
So yeah, I don't know. Give it a whirl. Again, help us help you. And it's $100, and you get more than just the NFL. But primarily, I use it for Red Zone channel, and that's just basically what I use. So if you guys want to look at it, check it out. Awesome. If not, if you already have something going for this NFL season to watch it somewhere on, hey, no worries. But for those of you who don't, there's that option. So, all right. So today is going to be IDP focused. So I don't know who here likes IDP besides Anthony or who here hasn't done a draft yet, but we're going to do it because I want to talk about it. Mark has a few players. I have a good handful of players. So yeah, I don't know if you want to start or if I want to start. What do you want to do? I don't really have much overlays for that. We're going to talk about them.
But we're just bringing up sleeper, right?
I kind of, yeah.
We have kind of,
yeah. If you want, like I don't have all like necessarily the entire stats. I have some of them. But I mean, again, so I like, well, yeah, of course. It's quite better. Look, honestly, okay, for those who don't know IDP, Mark, explain what IDP is. I know we're probably going to do this like multiple times a year, but
probably
people don't know.
It's true. So what IDP is basically, instead of when you're playing your fantasy football, just having the defense, you're going to have what's called individual defensive players, because that's what IDP stands for. So instead of a full defense, it'll be like your offensive setup, basically, where you'll have, depending on the league, your defensive linemen, your linebackers, secondary people, defensive backs, and then how many other flexes they have. And then basically it's whatever they do in the game. You can get points for deflecting a pass, a sack, a tackle, assisted tackle, fumbles, all those. If your player does it, you'll accumulate points, just like on the offense if they catch the ball, run the ball. We personally, on our league, we have like interception yards. Quarterbacks actually get negative for sacks. So we have a lot going in ours. I think it's way better than just doing a defense as a whole. It has a lot more moving parts. Can be a little daunting at first, but like once you get it, you'll never want to go back. It's so much better.
Yeah. It's funny because Mark asked me that too. The only reason is I didn't do it is because how the hell am I going to get 12 people right off the bat without telling them first? Let's think about this, Anthony. In the last few weeks, we've been doing the divisional ones. How hard is it to get that sixth person?
Oh, it's been hard.
Now imagine me trying to get 12, doing something that people aren't familiar with without having me tell people off the bat. So, Anthony, am I friends with you on Sleeper? If not, add me. Go in the past drafts. Just click on our names and add all of us, honestly, because I'm gonna do one next week. Next week we're gonna do the IDP mock draft with IDP. It's gonna be a regular. We'll do a regular redraft mock draft. That won't go towards the division leagues point system. I can't believe we're doing that. It was just an idea. We're doing it. We're freaking doing it, man. But yeah. But we'll do that next week for sure. And plus, Brian's not here. He's in his last day in Florida, and I'm pretty sure he'll want to be in that. And also it holds up another slot. So we'll do 10 at minimum. I'll try and get people. I'll put it out in the Sleeper app and see if we get new friends come in and check us out and see if they want to do it. I know there's somebody who wants to do it somewhere. And speaking of ID or Anthony, who's here, Rasta, honestly, dude, I'm amazed how we're both in the finals, man. I don't know. So we talked about Anthony's his yearly, tournament that he has on his channel. If you have a channel, again, Rasta, throw that link up in the freaking chat. Let other people look at it and get in there if they want. If they're on Sleeper, it is on Sleeper, but we just did yesterday's, and it was a little haywire at first because I wasn't even sure. Because at first I was kicked off, and then I was in. I was like, "What's going on?" But I guess it's a normal thing. So, but besides all that, everything's good. Mark got second and I got third. How? I don't know how, but we're in it, baby. So let's go. I'm draft non-baby cakes that cry over being paid or not instead of winning for their organization. What do you mean, Derpy? Saquon, for example? Okay. Well, look, for the sake of being a running back, I understand his point, but I also feel like running backs, man, it's so hard to be a running back. I promote this all the time. Moms, love your kids, be a good mom, and tell them not to be a running back in the NFL. Because it's a tough business. It's a 5-year business. Look, it's the only position that touches the ball more than any other position in the entire league. Quarterbacks don't count because they have 5 dudes protecting them. Running backs have 5 dudes protecting them for 2 seconds before they go up the gap and then get blown up. Receivers, you can have that argument, but it's not the same. A running back will touch a game 10 minimum times compared to a receiver who catches it 5 to 15 times. Like, there's a difference between a running back getting it 400 times a year where a receiver can get it 1 to 200 times a year. That makes sense. It takes a bigger toll. and expand that through what? When do kids start playing? At freshman year at minimum, right? Like the latest.
Oh yeah, at the latest it would be freshman, but then you have those
Freshman
ones
of high
Pop
school.
Warner since they were like 5.
That's 4 years there, right? Freaking 3 years after that, maybe 2. You're already 6 years worth of getting banged up in the freaking trenches as a running back. Your body just doesn't last. There are those outliers. There are some, but it's not the same. Would much rather play IDP versus especially. Yes, 100%. Honestly, I hate full defenses. I honestly, dude, I can't do anymore. It's just so cringe to me right now. It's like, I know that the only reason this defense is good is because of 3 guys on this team, and if those 3 guys produce, I'm grabbing them. It's just it's crazy. Oh God, go ahead and read these.
Anthony said, Rossi says the hardest adjustment for me in redraft IDP is to know what value versus offensive guys. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes you have to know, do I take a defensive guy here, or is it better to take an offensive guy? It's one of the things you kind of learn as you go, but it can be kind of hard at first. I agree. Martin's down here dying. Hopefully he comes back.
I don't know what's going on.
No, I was like, he's dying. It's all good. We got Anthony says, be like, hey, we do an all-player mock draft in 5 minutes before. Oh yeah, we do an IDPs only.
We can do an all IDP.
You can.
We can, but I want to do a full one.
And then this is about us. He goes, bro, I don't get it either. I don't know what my co-hosts are thinking.
Look, I'm surprised my team was chosen. I wish, like, I don't know how you guys do it, but I'm sure you guys look at it and then text each other's as like top 3, or you guys actually sit down and talk about it and argue. I don't know, like whatever process
about trade value, not in the draft. So yeah, you say like if you trade an offensive guy for a defensive guy, that could be the tricky part. It can be.
That's a good question, man.
Yeah, that is actually a very good question.
So for me, the way I look at it, that question is almost invalid to ask anyone, because every league is different. Every league settings are different. Now, some leagues have 3 points per tackle, but yet 6 points per sack, but no sack yards or no interception yards. And turnovers are way much more. Now, our league, we have 1 point per tackle, but then we have sack yards. And there is so many leagues I've been in that don't have sack yards. And I have mine 5 yards, or a point for every 5 yards. If a dude makes a 20-yard sack, like, dude, that's like 10 points right there, on top of the stackage of tackle for loss, the sack itself, the QB hit. Like, it is hard. Trading value for, and especially if you're going to trade for like an offensive guy, like you're saying here, a top tier linebacker can probably get you. Now, again, see, I can't even answer this. In our league, Micah Parsons can probably get you a top tier running back.
Yeah,
with something. Because a linebacker is more solid, but a running back would probably deteriorate after some years. Where a linebacker can play until he's freaking 30, 32 years old. You know what I mean?
The really good ones can easily, depending on points, put up 20 points a game.
Yeah, like I could probably straight up trade Micah Parsons for who's young and the upcoming kind of, I don't know, Najee Harris. Probably straight up in our league. Probably even go higher. I could probably do Breece Hall. Well, maybe not in our league because that owner is difficult to work with. But I'm just saying in general. Well, he is, okay? I already like. It's also the great thing about Dynasty. You learn people's rosters. It depends. So yeah. Do you do point? Yes.
Yes, actually we do.
Yeah. So I know it's something a lot of people don't like oh yeah, it's something dumb. But it is
it
a
like
stat.
a half? We have a half a point, right?
For us it's a quarter. Half a point for
quarter.
us is an assist tackle.
Okay, yeah. Quarter. So it's not a full point.
Almost. Like if they get yeah. It depends. Like for us, QB hits were a big argument because a lot of these guys were redrafters going in. I'll probably up the stats eventually here in the next couple of years, but I want to get them adjusted. So QB hits, some people don't look at it as a stat. But for me, I look at it as a stat because the DN did his job. The linebacker did his job. He put pressure on the QB, forcing them to possibly throw an interception or possibly throw it out of bounds or possibly throw an incompletion. Like for me, a QB hit is important because that only means that the defensive line is probably doing their job. And he put pressure on the QB. He did his job. That's just how I look at it. So yeah. We each pick our top 6. First place gets 6 points, second gets 5 points, and so on. Then it's total consensus points. I had my number 1 ranked team that doesn't even make top 6, so have an influence. So if your other crew, I'm assuming it's 4 of you, or at least 3 of you minimum.
Probably. No, I think it's 4. I think it's Dustin, Frank, Mike, and him.
That makes sense. So, yeah. So even if he had picked his number 1, yeah, like he said, it doesn't even make. That's crazy. Because if the other 3 don't oh no, you're dumb. I don't like that team. Blah blah blah. Because Mike is freaking too soft and makes
Frank is freaking hard. That's why I said
Frank is a hard ass. I said but Mike is too soft. And I could say that because they don't watch our show. I'm not going to get shit on.
I don't care. The first ever mock draft that we did and watching Frank prepared by him, and he gave me a D-. I was like, ooh.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Terrible.
So I don't really talk much on their shows. I really don't because, I like to see what their chat says, and I like to see what they think. And then there's some things that I just cannot. I have to hold my tongue on some things because the way we think is differently from what other people think, right? Everyone has valid to their own opinions. I get chatting here and saying, oh, you're wrong, or, okay, well, why do you do this? I'm like, well, I give them my answer. They might not like it, but, it is what it is. So, but yeah, no, I like Anthony. I can agree on a lot of things. I think a lot like Anthony, but then there are some things where we're like, nah, brother, absolutely not. But then we're cool about it. We're like, all right, no worries. But that's it. Right. We drop it, So, random question. You're OTC and need a wide receiver. You taking London or Dehop? Oh man, if I'm on the clock, and if this is Dynasty, I'm taking London, man. I understand unless it's redraft. Ooh. If it's redraft, dude, I'm Dehop. Who are you taking, Mark?
That's a great question because I feel like they're both in very similar circumstances where, with quarterbacks.
It's redraft.
So if it's redraft, I think I'm leaning towards more Dehop.
Yeah.
Just because I think in this upcoming year, Tannehill will probably be better than either Ritter or Hyde.
Oh, you would hope so.
You would hope so. You would hope so.
If not, they got 2 other guys to try and test the waters.
That's true. You got Malik Willis.
But I don't know. I would go D-Hop there, man. That's just how I feel about it. As London, obviously for freaking Dynasty, but it is what it is. All right. All right. So I don't know. It might be a quick episode. It might not be. I don't know. We're also gonna do some trades, so we might end it at an hour. Hopefully, I like to go hour shows. But Mark, do you want to start with D-line, linebackers, DBs?
Let's do D-line and work our way up.
All right, sounds good. I'll do mine first one, then you do yours, or do you want to name your three and then I'll do my three, or how many do you have, first of all? So I have three at each position.
Yeah, so we have some similar ones. So I know.
I sent you my list, so you know who I have. So
Yes.
Let's start with do you have anybody that we share on the D line?
Yes, one of them.
Who? Let's talk about them.
Okay, it was Jeffery Simmons.
Perfect. All right,
defensive tackle, Tennessee Titans. I think he's poised for a big year. He's got the great size. I don't know. I just feel like you got to get your studs on your duds, and he's definitely a stud. I don't know overall how good this Titans defense is going to be because they lost a bunch of people, especially in the linebacker spots. But I don't know. I don't know. What are you going to pull up Sleeper to pull up his stats, or?
No, you. As a matter of fact, do you have it all? Like, you can pull it up if you want. Oh wait, you have a crap computer though. It's because I have all our guys on a list. I don't want to go like ham on all of them. I opened up Sleeper and I have one tab on Sleeper, but then I opened up multiple little tabs. Does that make sense? I don't know, but I'll talk. Go ahead, do that. I'll do that. I'll answer Anthony's thing. London has gone before Dehop in the last 2 mocks we did, so I'm wondering if I'm tripping. I'm Dehop easy, but hey, I can't tell the future. Look, I'm with you on that boat, my guy. I think people like London because he's younger. A lot of times I think is a risk because receivers go to different teams. When you share it, Mark, we'll jump over to Jeffery Simmons. But I think it's because he's on a different team. So it might be that scary part. It's like Julio Jones was there yesterday, and we all loved Julio Jones, right? But now he's basically taking that spot. So it's like, okay, well, we've seen a good veteran go there before. Is he going to do the same? I don't know. But we'll see how that runs. Because essentially it was Jones and A.J. Brown. Now we have Dehop and Burks, and we don't know what Burks is yet. We have a little bit of what we know of Burks. We think he's going to do good. I hope he does good because I like Burks. I hope he does just as good. But yeah.
So got him up.
There he is, Jeffery.
6'4", 305. It's only 26.
Mm-hmm.
Scroll over here to 2022.
He just signed a 4-year extension as well. So I'm good with that. So I like Jeffery Simmons on a Dynasty roster because he's there until he's 30 and a defensive tackle. They're still good at 30, man. That position is solid. So I even think Brian would agree with us here on Jeffery Simmons as well. So
apparently in 2021 he only started 4 games, but still put up 98.65 fantasy points.
Yeah.
Or no, that's not. What is STD?
What do you think? Started games. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm trying to get the point system. This is the first time I looked at this on the computer. Okay, leave me alone.
Oh, you've never seen it on the computer? Oh,
no. I usually just click it on my phone. So like you can see, he opened up the year with 16.
No, the games are GMs, man. That's standard leagues. So like the 14, like you're looking at
that's
the total
his rank
points of what he did.
That's his rank, right?
Yeah. Like
14,
his rank of what he did in standard league.
Makes sense now.
Yeah. So
yeah, just 2 years ago he was ranked 4th.
What is this I'm looking at?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I saw 14 and then 4, so I thought, and then I saw, I don't know. I just thought it started games.
No, you're good. You're good.
GM games. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So he did miss 2 games last year and only missed his point total from 2 years ago by 11. So
yeah. No, look, he signed his 4-year contract, so he's there for at least a good another 4 years. He's one of their main stars there. So keeping him there, he's going to be valuable. I think this year he's going to elevate the game because we said this before. Studs on duds, right? We mean like on these dud defenses that potentially might not actually do anything. But for IDP purposes, this guy's gonna be like, hats off to you, man. I'm like, do your thing, Doug. I'm not gonna stop you because averaging, he's what, last year he got what, 54 tackles and almost 8 sacks.
Yep.
So hey,
1 forced fumble.
I'm good with that. Like as a defensive line,
right?
Yo, I'm good with that. That's triple digits for me now, almost, depending on what league. But yeah. So moving on. Unless you have anything else on this guy.
No, that's it.
Okay. So, my guy. Unless you have anybody else, you want to add to your type in another guy here. I have Jermain Johnson, who has, if you want to look it up on yours, I have Jermain Johnson. Anthony's coming in, Ross is coming in with Buckner and Simmons. I like that too. I do like Buckner as well. Buckner should be doing pretty good. I hope he puts up the same numbers that he has before. So, but for me, I feel like Jermain Johnson should be coming out here as a good sophomore year. He was, he has that linebacker DL eligibility, so I don't see why he should be horrible. He just, I don't know. Like, there's something about how good I've seen him. He's at 6'5", 262 pounds. He's only 24 years old. For dynasty purposes, I think he's going to be there very good, or he's going to be a very good solid pick. And with this year, with Sauce, closing up the receivers, it's going to create a harder time for a quarterback to throw the ball out there, which means gives Jermain Johnson a much stronger stretch to try and get the QB at the time. So good DBs means like they balance each other out. And that's what I love about defense. If the defensive line is really good, but the DBs suck, it kind of still balances out because the QBs are going to be running around because they can't have an accurate throw because they're not set in the pocket because they're getting rushed by like 4 really good guys. If the DBs are really good, defensive line should still excel because it gives them more time because they're being covered. All the receivers are still being covered. So I like him coming out. I think he's going to break out. I think this is going to be his year. Hopefully we get to see him on Hard Knocks this year. I watched a little bit of the just maybe about 30 minutes in. I didn't finish the episode, but I mean, hopefully we see him this year, but I think he's going to be pretty good.
I would imagine he'd be on there.
Yeah. So
we got to get HBO. We don't have HBO.
No, you're good, man. So who do you think for your other D-line, if you want to add your guys in here?
Yeah, my other D-line, he's a high draft pick. So, I mean, he had that going for him.
Kayvon Thibodeaux?
Yeah, Kayvon Thibodeaux. But he had some questions coming in. Oops,
no, you're good. I'll while you get that up, Wilson, Milano,
got it,
and David Long at linebackers. Okay. So Wilson, I feel like, is just an automatic. You're talking about Cincinnati Wilson, so that's automatic. Milano's automatic. David Long is automatic. I think these guys are they should already be on dynasty rosters already, without a doubt. So yeah, I think you're naming off guys who you just kind of like, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Kevin Bernard, Humphrey, and Chin, all at DBs. Yeah, these guys are all pretty solid. So, there he is, Kayvon Thibodeaux.
Kayvon Thibodeaux, 6'5", 258. You can see he didn't have the greatest numbers last year with only 4 sacks. I mean, he did have the 2 forced fumbles and then the 2 fumbles recovered and only 49 tackles. But I feel like with that one narrative of him, how's his motor? Is he going to, give 100% every play? I don't know. I feel like this year he's going to take that to heart, and I feel like he can easily get to the double-digit sack mark.
I think so. He was hurt for a little bit.
Plus, I know he was hurt. He only played in 14 games. But I don't know. I just feel like with the way they brought in Oriki as the other middle line, Oriki.
Yeah, Baba Oriki.
Yeah, they brought him in. That'll help secure the middle. And then I don't know. And then they brought in some secondary help with Banks in the draft. I just think That's going to open him up because, like you said, it goes hand in hand. You're going to have better coverage in the secondary. Is going to let this guy eat even more. So I just feel like he's poised to have a really big year.
Oh yeah, I agree. I do like what New York uses him for. They even drop him into pass coverage.
They do. He almost had that crazy interception last year.
Yeah, he did. So it's kind of crazy to see that New York is like using him as this versatile type guy. So where, if they do decide to drop him into coverage, he has the capabilities of doing it. And
that just means he'll be on the field more.
Sleeper has the linebacker DL eligibility. So it doesn't surprise me if at some point you see him line up as a linebacker and not at that edge spot that we're always familiar with.
But like you said, he's going to be in pass coverage too. That just means he'll be on the field more, which means he'll have even more opportunity to get fantasy points.
Absolutely. And the dude's pretty quick, so I'm pretty sure
he's not really a sleeper now that I see in standard leagues. He's ranked 1. But
yeah. So all right. So I sent you my list. So if you want to just copy paste and then add it to your tab while I bring them up. Holcomb and Anzalone is as my IDP flex. Should I look to start moving on and any of these guys? Maybe Buckner.
Maybe
Anzalone. I would try and move and get yourself Rodriguez or Jack Campbell. They do believe in those guys. I think Anzalone's on his way out. Is he going to be productive? Yes. And then Holcomb, we don't know yet because he went to the Steelers. So I do trust this guy. I do like this guy. But I don't know. Washington didn't really believe in him, I guess, and he didn't really produce much. So I feel like Holcomb could be your better option.
I feel like he had stints where Holcomb was unbelievably good. But then he also had stints where all of a sudden he couldn't, tackle the side of a barn. Like he's too inconsistent, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, his potential is here, and if he's consistent, he'd be great. But if you can't get that consistency.
Yeah. And then here's you're also looking at Holcomb and Anzalone are both linebackers, and you're swapping them out for Buckner. It depends on what your league settings are for D-line. Like, if your D-line is set the same as your linebackers, I'm not too sure if that might be. Well, actually, no, Buckner's that good. I would swap out one of those guys for Buckner. I wouldn't mind doing that. But I would keep Holcomb over Anzalone. Because Anzalone, I feel like, is on his way out. Rodriguez
Holcomb is the starter in Pittsburgh.
And so is Anzalone, but Campbell and Rodriguez they're gonna take over that.
Well, that's what I was saying. There's way too much competition for Anzalone for me to even be comfortable with Anzalone.
Yeah. Those are my starting Dynasty IDP players from my actual league. Wondering how my guys rank overall. Should I be look? Those guys aren't that high ranking on mine, dude. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Holcomb and Anzalone, no, dude. You need to get better linebackers than that, bro.
Well, those are his flex. I think he's talking about Wilson, Milano, and Long.
Oh, all these guys? Buckner and Simmons,
Wilson
Milano. Okay. Okay. No, I think you got to maybe Humphreys. Because Hamilton's going to take over.
Humphrey's still a corner. Hamilton's safety.
Yeah, but I think he's going to eat. I
think he is too.
I would move. You got Holcomb and Anzalone with Wilson, Milano, and David Long. Wilson and Milano are solid. David Long is too. He's saying starting, right? So I would put Buckner over these guys, over Anzalone. He's talking about a starting lineup, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Because because those are in his flex. So if he put Buckner instead of his flex, Who are the Colts playing week 1? I forgot.
Yeah, who are the Colts playing?
They're playing the Jags.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Jags. Didn't they play in week 1 last year? No.
Yeah, I don't
They
like
played
that
Houston and lost.
I don't like that matchup though.
They're tied.
And then the Steelers got the Niners. Holy crap. I look at their lines and I want to see how good their lines is. And you got Milano against the Jets. Oh, crap. And then Detroit has the Chiefs. I would put Buckner in. I think Buckner would have a stronger chance than Anselo in week 1 against the Chiefs. That's what I would do. So, I don't know. All right, moving on. All right, so this is one of my guys. This is my third. Well, probably my second, actually. This is my third. Because we shared Jeffery Simmons. I talked about Jermain Johnson, and then Uchenna Nwosu. He's a really good edge rusher. They just extended his 3-year contract, which is really good. You always want guys that they like. If teams like their guys, they're going to be there for a little bit for dynasty purposes. I think he's, the guy coming out of USC. They drafted him, or was it 102 or something? I can't remember, but he's pretty good. So he's the second year round out of no, he was with the Chargers, wasn't he? Like, who was his team originally? Was it the Chargers? I think it was the second round. Anyways, but it doesn't matter. This guy's good, all right? The guy's had 9.5 sacks. I think he's going to get double-digit sack this year. Adding with Bobby Wagner and Brooks back there should give a good versatility of what they're going to have. Then they have Boye Mafe on the other side as well. For the defensive front, like that's pretty solid. I think he's going to be a good contribution to adding pressure to that division. They play the Rams twice, the Cardinals twice. That's 4 easy games for this guy that at least is going to be productive. I feel like he's going to be a very good defensive line guy, and he also has the linebacker eligibility. So for me, I like this guy. I honestly, he almost isn't a sleeper, but people are sleeping on this guy. That makes sense. Like, he's not on a lot of people's draft boards high, but this guy's my first waiver guy. If you ask me, if I don't like, my line is good, but if I needed a line guy, someone to put down on the line, he would be my first waiver pick. That's just me. He was on our waiver picks last season, couple times. So, I don't even think he's available in our league, to be honest. No, actually, Brian has him actually. So, good for him.
I'll say I should tell you if he's on a team.
Yeah, I should. Yeah, we start 2 defensive line, 3 linebackers, 3 DBs, 3 IDP flex, and those are my starters. See, that's what I want to do. I like that. Maybe not too. That's too many flexes for me. I do like the. I would honestly like to upgrade our league a little bit more, and do 2-2 and maybe 3, and then keep the IDP slot, but 2 down linemen, 3 linebackers. Yeah, I would an IDP flex. I would put Buckner in, man. Over Anzalone. It is also week 1. I don't know. They all have solid matchups, dude. Week 1. How do you feel about putting Buckner over Anzalone week 1? So Buckner's got the Jags, where Anzalone has the Chiefs.
Yeah, but even with the Chiefs, you would think they might be on defense a little bit more. Still might be able to bring in points.
You're saying they could almost be the same week 1? Honestly, I would leave it. I would leave it. I think you go either or, man.
Yeah.
Because if your solid starters are good right now, because you have Buckner and Simmons already in. With Milano, Wilson, and David Long with Nard, Humphrey, and Chin. I would leave it week 1, man. I kind of don't. Yeah, I'm staying with Buckner and Simmons in. Yeah, that's how I would keep it too. Yeah, I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it either. And plus, we might get a little bit more of an idea after week 1. I feel like the first 3 weeks are like the hardest. They're like the hardest to play. I am, my bad. All right, so linebackers.
I'll get another one.
Yeah, all on you, man. that was your key to. You're so focused, man. It's so good. I would just leave it, dude. So, linebackers. Mark, are we doing yours right now?
Oh, I had one more defensive lineman.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
All right.
I'm doing timestamps. I'm trying to catch up on stuff.
You're good. You're good.
All right. So I got the time. That's fine.
I wish Brian was here. It'd be easier.
So for me, another sleeper. I think people have him ranked as like in the 30s for defensive linemen.
Oh, you're lucky Brian's not here. He'd be giving you crap for this guy.
He probably would because he's just jealous he's not on the Bears. That's all.
Yeah. That's
but
true.
A defensive tackle position, and he had 11.5 sacks last year, a forced fumble, and 64 total tackles. I have a feeling that it'll either be the same, if not more, this year because he'll have an entire, completely healthy Chase Young for the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that ripple effect will go across the entire defensive line. And I feel like Daron Payne's a little bit more of a sleeper than Jonathan Allen, just because I feel like Jonathan Allen's a little bit higher up.
Yeah.
But I think Daron Payne actually had a better year than Jonathan Allen last year. And I think it'll.
Yeah, dude. They almost had 12 sacks, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From a defensive tackle spot to have 11.5 sacks, that's nuts.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, especially when you're 6'3", 320. So I don't know. That was my last little sleeper.
Okay. So I don't have any issues with them at all. So I'll let you have that one. So I'm ready to move on with linebackers here soon. So
okay. We're gonna start with the one that we had similar again.
Yeah, whatever the 3 that I sent you, man. I'll you do that while I talk to Anthony here. So those are my starters. Go ahead, Mark. My benches is Jalen Carter with Williams, Hill, Oliver, Schwartz, Jesse Jewell, Amos, and Woods. That's your bench? Jesus. That's amazing. Jewell might actually be flexed in every now and then. I would kind of want to put Jewell over David Long. Or even put him in your flex. Ed Oliver is pretty good. Hill, I like. Leonard Williams. And from camp was saying Jalen Carter has been like roughing it up, man. I'm almost debating if I should not put him in my taxi and start him, but I don't want to go off of camp hype either. I fell for that once 3 years ago, and I haven't done it again. And now it's like you kind of want to, but at the same time, no. All right, here's our linebacker.
This hurts a lot because I really wanted Washington to draft him to go. But apparently it's been spotted in camp. I know we're not talking about camp hype, but apparently it's been spotted in camp. And he's got the green sticker on his helmet, which I guess solidifies that they're on the field for every play.
The green dot. That's what that means. Yep.
Green dot.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually had no idea that's what that green dot meant because I've seen it, but apparently it means like whether it's a blitz, coverage, anything, that means they'll be on the play.
Yeah,
And
they're the guy, man. They got the
yep,
keys to the freaking car.
pretty much. So he's looking
of
like
course,
he's going to
dude.
be the starting linebacker for Philly.
Anytime, Anthony. We're trying to focus more IDP this year. We're gonna try to. At least I'm gonna try to. If these guys talk more offense, that's fine. I'll probably veer it back to IDP. I'm gonna try and focus more on that. But yeah. Look, Nakobe Dean is coming out. It's gonna be a second year now. One thing I love. I hate that I don't have him. And
yeah, I feel you on that.
I think in Dynasty he's gonna be so good. If you guys are in a league and he's out there, get this guy. Or if not, try an offer for this guy. Because right now, it's going to be the lowest offer you can probably get him right now.
Yeah, look
he
at
is questionable with his ankle and everything right now. But this is the lowest selling point you're going to find him. Because last year, he didn't really do much. You could probably say, oh, well, they drafted him and they didn't use him. You could probably, like, hey, I'll take him off your hands. I don't know. I know the owner in our league is too smart for that. So maybe it'll work for you. But think about all the Georgia guys they brought there. Who was the leader of that team in Georgia? Nakobe Dean. He was one of the main guys there. They're going to listen to him. They're focused the entire defense around this guy that I feel like he's going to be the main key source linebacker here in a couple of years. It wouldn't surprise me if he's going to be the face of that defense here. So with Jalen Carter and freaking who else is near? Who did they get off from there? They just brought in freaking my guy, freaking Ringo, Jalen Carter, who's also Nolan Smith, who was also part of that Georgia defense.
Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
The corner.
So it's just crazy that I feel like this guy's gonna be productive. And obviously he's
Ringo?
on our sleeper list. Go ahead.
Ringo? Wasn't that his name? The corner?
Yeah, I mentioned Ringo.
Okay.
So right now it's his lowest selling point. He didn't do much last year because they didn't need him. They had so many talent. They had so much talent there at the linebacker that he was kind of chilling, sitting back. But I think this year he's going to be the guy. So I don't know. I feel like if this guy ever ends up on waivers, like I wouldn't mind throwing a waiver pick at him. So Braden, watch out, dude. Say, keep him. Don't get rid of him. So you help me draft those guys. I was texting you during the league startup draft, and again when I asked you about Carter. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's one of those guys where it's like, all right, I wouldn't mind. He's gonna be a lot of people are like, oh, he's risky. Dude, he fell to the third round in our league. I don't know how, but I scooped him up. But I understand the risk. But it looks like he's actually climbing up a lot of mock boards. So yeah, Nakobe Dean.
Dean. Going to the next
one. All right. But yeah, Nakobe Dean should be very good with Fletcher Cox there, Jalen Carter, Darius Slade. Dude, that defense is gonna be monstrosity, man. I'm telling you. It really is. I'm not too worried about that ankle of his. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'm not worried. But yeah.
All right. So this is another one that me and you kind of shared.
Really? You thought this guy?
Yeah, I really like this guy.
No way.
It's another linebacker in last year's draft that I wanted Washington to draft. I was really high on this guy. I was really high on this guy. And I feel like with D'Amico Ryans being his new head coach, he's just going to get even better. That's my opinion.
Yeah, this guy's deep in people's leagues. I know you and I like this guy. He didn't really do anything last year. Like anything special that really popped out because no one really pays attention to Houston. But he averaged at least, almost 2-3 tackles a game, maybe even more, which was, according to last year, he got 74. So he wasn't even the starter, which is crazy. So, I'm not a lot of highlights on this guy. Like, nobody's really focusing on this guy, but I think this guy's gonna probably get himself at least 2 sacks a game or something, maybe. But yeah, no, I think he's gonna be good. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets about 2 sacks a game. He is starting this year. So this is another guy I actually like. If you need linebacker help at waivers, I think this guy's gonna be there. Get him now before anybody else can. You could be the smartest dude ever. I don't know. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. But I'm surprised you liked him too.
Yeah, no,
I was waiting for him to get drafted on a more solid team.
I liked him coming out, and then I felt like for not being a starter, he still put up pretty good points. But then you bring in DeMeco Ryans as his head coach. You saw what he was able to do with like Fred Warner, Al Shear, who's now with the Titans, and who's the guy that just went to my mom? The other linebacker that's now the starter.
Will Landers? No.
Norton, not Norton.
Linebackers? Christian Kirksey?
No, for the 49ers.
Oh, Warner.
But then the other one that we also like. I can't remember his name.
I'm drawing a blank right now.
Me too. My mom just drafted him in the fantasy, and you were looking at getting him too because Hobby dropped him. No, Hobby.
That was Fred Warner, dude.
Was that Fred Warner?
Yeah, we were all looking at Fred Warner. Like, why the hell did he drop Fred Warner?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. No, it was the one coming off an injury, I thought.
No, it was Fred Warner. We were like, why did he just drop like one of the best linebackers in the game? And then I asked him, he's like, oh, they're all replaceable. I'm like, okay, dude. When you have the crappiest defense, dude, his best player, and I'm looking at the waivers right now, his best player is going to be Josie Jewell, which is not bad, but as him as your linebacker one, yeah, I don't like your odds, man. If anything, what's going to hurt him this year is it's going to be his defense. But we'll
Greenlaw.
Oh, Trey. Oh, yeah, Greenlaw.
Yeah, Drake Greenlaw. He's another good one that I feel like helped because DeMarco Ryan. So I feel like he's already got the skills. Bringing him with DeMarco Ryan, like this guy's potential's through the roof to me.
Yeah,
so that's why I like him.
Which is crazy is between Christian Harris and Henry 2020. People are gonna realize who Henry 2020 is as well. So both of them are there. Christian Kirksey's there, and did you know freaking Perryman's there too?
Yep.
Yeah. So
they're pretty stacked at linebacker.
Yeah, I was like, wow. Houston is kind of like, it wouldn't surprise me if they get more than 4 wins.
Mm-hmm.
I know we have them at 4 wins, but we also did this like way before, and I think they ended up getting like 6 wins. I'd be like, I wouldn't be surprised. At the same time, like, well, again, we still have to see what they produce.
It's actually funny that you bring up Denzel Perryman. It's because of him leaving is why I have this guy as my next one. I believe you like him too.
Who is it?
The linebacker for the Raiders.
Agreed on Houston. Hey, what's up? Yeah. It just wouldn't surprise me. Divine Diablo, yep. I thought this guy was going to break out last year.
I did too, but I feel like he's now the number 1 linebacker. Denzel Perryman is gone. I think that opens the door for him to
scroll down. What was his stats last year?
That's what I was doing. He had 74 total tackles.
That's it.
That was it. Yep.
Okay. I think he's going to do a lot. I thought he was going to do a lot more last year.
Yeah, I did too.
But I think this might be the year because there's nobody there. Like, literally, This is the guy.
And with Jacobs possibly not playing and Javonte Adams maybe wanting out, that offense looks like it's going to be really bad. So that means the defense will be on the field a lot.
Yeah. And I'm not saying he's the only guy there on defense. I'm saying, like, linebacker-wise.
They got
because
Crosby,
obviously Max Crosby's
Yeah,
there.
I was
So
gonna say they got Crosby, obviously.
But linebacker core, because I
Yeah.
don't consider Chandler Jones a linebacker anymore. He's more of an edge now. So it's like
I agree.
so. But yeah, Divine Develop, not a bad pick, dude. I really don't think he's gonna be. I think he's going to be top tier linebacker too. I wouldn't trust this guy as a linebacker 1 just yet, but
Yeah,
I would put him at linebacker 2 top tier. Like the
I
first
put him line. Go ahead.
Say what?
Oh, I was just saying I put him linebacker 2, and then depending on certain matchups, I'd be like, oh, I might throw him in as my starter.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, to be honest, this entire episode should probably be a bunch of linebacker 2s and 3s.
Right. It should. You're right.
So Brian's in here, and it's funny because our last. Well, do you have another linebacker?
No, Quay Walker is the.
Okay, so he's all right. So let's talk about my guy. Look, Quay Walker. It's funny that Brian's in here, dude. Nobody's talking about this guy. If they are talking about this guy, they're probably talking about how much of a crybaby he is or whatever, whatnot,
Right.
because of his scene that he did in the last. Yes, he had penalty issues. I understand. But nobody's looking at this guy. Nobody. It's crazy. And he did really good. Like, he didn't do, like, explosive plays like sacks and interceptions.
119 tackles.
But the guy is everywhere, man. If you put up triple digits at tackles, the guy is everywhere. I love this guy. So yeah. There you go. Yeah. So it's a good thing he's not. But Quay might be a great. No, I think he will be. Honestly, look, that was his rookie year at 119 tackles and 1.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles.
Getting ejected out of the game that cost him the playoffs.
Say what?
I said, getting ejected out of the game that cost him the playoffs.
Yeah, but look, this guy might be disruptive. And hats off to freaking Alex for drafting this guy. There's nobody who's going to be like contending with this guy there. He's going to probably be the best like edge there, kind of linebacker, because he's playing with freaking.
I think he's the second middle linebacker to Campbell.
Yeah. Devondre Campbell, who I like personally too.
Oh, I like him too, yeah.
6'4", 240. I mean, he's perfect, like specimen for that position. So I'm really high on this guy. I almost want. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket on this guy, but I almost kind of want to do. So I'll say I'll put 50% of what I think this guy's going to do. Quay Walker's going to explode, and he's going to be he's going to be he's going to be pissing Brian off a lot. Like, let's just put it that way. I think so. But we haven't seen it yet. Why? Because the season hasn't started yet, but I think this guy's going to be the next big thing here coming up, but we'll see. I'm higher on this guy than probably the rest of us, but we'll see how that goes. All right.
Oh, I'm high on him. He just needs to get the emotional side of things in check.
Discipline, yeah,
discipline and like keeping his emotions in check.
Yeah,
he does that. Sky's the limit for this guy.
I think this year he's going to realize what position he's in now, and he's going to have to be. So let's end it off with the DBs. And then I don't know if we'll have any time for trades, but we'll see. We're already hitting.
We'll see. Yeah, we're already at 106, but I think we can get to the DBs pretty quick. So the first one again is one that we kind of both agreed on.
Okay.
So this is a guy that I fell in love with last year, just because obviously he plays for the Commanders.
Okay. Yeah, I figured.
But I got to watch him.
Okay, so you're talking about. I'll talk about him while you bring up his page. So the guy he's talking about is Darrick Forrest.
Yep.
It's interesting because he just kind of like emerged last year out of nowhere, and it doesn't surprise me though because Washington has like a plethora of safeties that they just kind of rotate in and out, but this guy kind of stuck around and ended up doing primarily the majority of the work. So he was on like multiple waivers. So the guy's 5'11", 200 pounds. He's only 24 years old. So for Dynasty, I think he's going to be pretty decent as a good DB too. So yeah, I'm not hating it. Last year he put up 84 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles. Let me see here. Just going off the top of my head. He had a good handful of interceptions too. Yeah, you got it.
He had 4 interceptions. Sorry, I realized I was on linebacker, so I wasn't getting his name to pop up. I was like, what the heck is happening? And then I realized I was on linebackers. I was like, oh, well, that'll do it.
So
74, 5'11", 200 pounds. He had 84 total tackles, 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble return or recovery, and like you said, 4 picks.
Yeah.
And that was, for the most part, on like coming off the bench kind of role.
Yeah, it wasn't really like him starting most of those games. It wasn't until like the rear end of the year where he was just basically starting the entire time.
Well, it was in the beginning of the year he started because Cam Curl was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So he was playing. And then I believe Bobby McCain got hurt a little bit during the end of the year. But then for a while, all 3 of them were in like a rotation.
Right, and then McCain's gone now, isn't he?
McCain is gone. So Darrick Forrest is stepping into the free safety role, and he will be the starter, and then Cam Curl will be the starter at strong safety.
Yeah. So
and I don't know. The other thing I also love about this guy is like he hits hard. Like it was the Jacksonville Jaguar game, I think, where he just leveled somebody.
Yeah, he
it was a legal hit, but it was like it was a crap.
No, you don't care, dude. I like
it. He don't care.
So
yeah,
but I understand.
Really high on this guy.
So he should be. It's what's crazy is in our league he's a good waiver pick. I think someone will probably end up picking up eventually if you need a safety. But the safety is kind of scarce right now because we only have 1 starting safety spot and then the flex. So it's like pick your poison kind of thing.
Look at that roster, 0%. That's nuts.
Yeah, he's still not like up there. So
no. He's a free agent in ours. Like I can pick him up. Well, not right now, but
yeah. So like, I think what it was is just because he only started like 11 of those games of the 17, so not all of those. Like you said, he was just kind of rotated in.
Yeah, but now he's a starter. Like they got rid of Bobby McCain.
Oh yeah. So add 6 more to starts to that freaking role. All right. So the next guy. You doing Buffalo or Chicago first? Buffalo?
Yeah, I got Buffalo.
All right, so our next guy who I kind of picked, I don't know, did we share this guy or no?
Mm-hmm.
Did we share this pick? Like, did we?
Oh no, no.
Okay, so this is my guy. Look,
this is your
despite
guy.
How old this guy is, I don't care what you say. But for this year, he's still going to be good. But again, that was. Hold on, was it just the injuries though? No, that was.
Oh no, he was hurt for a good portion of
last year because of his neck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
him and Poyer. I mean, I like him and Poyer a lot, but they just gotta stay healthy for me.
Yeah. So I mean, either way, I think they're still going to be solid guys. You know what you're going to get. Poyer, obviously, you still know what you're going to get, but I think Jordan Porter is probably going to get drafted because he's just like the main key safety there. So you can't go wrong with Micha Hyde.
No,
you just can't. So again, all these guys aren't guys like I'm telling you to go draft right away in your drafts right now. I'm just talking like these guys might be good as your DB2s, LB2s, DL2s. Like I'm not saying go draft any of these guys. I'm just saying like these guys might be guys you want to look at. So Micha Hyde, last year what he put up, because of the never mind. Last year he didn't do anything because of the neck injury, which we mentioned before. But the year before that, he was like basically he had 74 tackles, and he pretty much had 1 at each category and 5 interceptions. And fumble recovery, 2 fumble recovers, a forced fumble, and a sack. So before the injury of last year, I think he's going to bounce back and he's just going to do. I think he's going to repeat what he did in 2021.
where he was the 17th ranked DB with 74 tackles.
Yeah, so I don't see him being a problem. But again, this is guy kind of want to just kind of keep an eye on. If you need a safety later in those deeper rounds, or if you just kind of want one later on, I think this guy would probably bounce back. Because I mean they're gonna need him, and the rotation between Jordan Poyer and freaking she's not Tre'Davious White, but oh my gosh, who's the other guy? Hamlin.
Hamlin,
yeah,
I say DeMar.
Yeah, jeez. Only the talk of the century this year. I don't know how I freaking forgot that, but yeah, those three guys are gonna probably rotate here pretty soon. So, yeah. So Forrest, Micha Hyde, and then who else you got? Or are we running with Mike?
No, we'll just end it with this one, which we kind of shared too, because
okay,
I like him too. I mean, I like the other safety more, but I think because of him, this guy could be really good too.
Oh, well, the other safety is obviously a must.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But I think because of that, I'm high on this guy too.
Yeah, no. Eddie Jackson.
Yep, so, Eddie Jackson.
Yeah. Obviously, Brisker is a must, obviously, draft, so he's not going to be on this list because he's already on roster, if not probably one of the first DBs taken anyways. But if you do think that you need someone as your good DB2, Eddie Jackson might be that guy. I believe that Chicago, they're going to be in an interesting situation where they could be on defense a lot, but at the same time, I think they could be balanced. Like, I'm thinking, and I don't know how many other channels are out there saying this or not, but I honestly do believe that the Bears can potentially compete this year, but I'm not saying they're winning any divisional round. That makes sense. Like, making it to the playoffs, maybe. Yes, I'm leaning towards that, but I don't think they'll go far.
I don't think it's out there a possibility. I mean, we said in our own thing that, the Cowboys made the playoffs with 8 wins. So,
yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked if the Bears pulled off 8 or even 9 wins, to be honest.
Right. So, I think this guy's going to be a big part of that defense. So, I wouldn't mind having this guy as a good DB2, DB3, depending on how deep your leagues are. Again, this is kind of why I want to upgrade our DBs like in our league and have more spots, because these guys are still DB2s and they're not even being like picked. Like, this guy's available in our league, which is crazy. Like, I just don't understand. But
Brisker's not. I haven't.
Say what?
I said Brisker's not there. I haven't.
Well, no, of course. Well, Brisker's everywhere. Like,
yeah, you say that, but yeah, I literally picked him up off of waivers the last week.
Yeah, but that was last year, though. I'm talking about this year. Last year, that makes sense because he was a rookie. Last year, people were still.
Yeah, but I got him the last week of the season on waivers.
Well, that's because
he went through the entire year.
We have idiots on our league. We have idiots on our league. Look, do you remember last year that I even talked about him? But the problem is I couldn't have him because my safeties were just stacked.
Oh, I know.
I couldn't. If I didn't have Hufanga, Chin, or freaking Isaiah Simmons, if you want to count him as a DB now. Okay. And again, our league only has one DB slot. Like, I want to upgrade the DBs. Like, here's ideally in the next couple of years, and I don't care what the leagues are going to say. Here's what I want to do with that league. We have 2 down linemen right now, right? Mm-hmm. We have 1 linebacker, 1 DB, and 1 flex. At minimum, in the next 2-3 years, at minimum, I want to go 2 down linemen, a linebacker, and 2 DBs, and then the flex to have 6 potential starters. At least with that. That's what I want to do. Because I feel like DBs is a good spot because you're not going to hit like money on these guys, but in a rare occasion, they could be your week winner.
Yeah.
Because they take one to the house. So, But
You
yeah,
wouldn't
Eddie
just
Jackson.
do 2, 2, and 2?
I don't know if that's going to be too strong. It's not. It's. I don't want it to overpower. I don't know. That might be a big ass roster. You'd have to increase the bench size,
Oh, you
and I
definitely
want
need
to
to. Well,
slowly.
either way, you'd have to increase the bench size.
Yeah, I want to slowly do it. Okay. You know, there's. I want to slowly do it. So we'll get there, man. A defense is not finished for me. But yeah. Yannick Ngakoue signing makes the Bears defense so much better, and Eddie should have a great year in interceptions. Yeah, okay. Thank you for your
Bears.
Yannick Ngakoue. Thank you, Brian, for your Bears insight. I should have just read it as Eddie should have a great year in interceptions. That's what I should have read. Nobody cares about Yannick Ngakoue. How many teams has he been on? I don't care.
I know.
I don't care. It doesn't surprise me if Yannick Ngakoue gets cut by the Bears too. Brian, I don't care. You're not even here to defend yourself. So this is amazing that you're not here, actually. He's going to come back on next week. He's like, and he's going to have like this whole spiel on Yannick. Get out of here, dude. I don't care. I don't care. How many teams has Yannick Ngakoue been on? Let's find out. Let's find out. How many teams?
He's been on a lot.
He's been in the league for almost 7 years, right? Jacksonville did his rookie contract. Didn't even sign him. Baltimore cut him. Las Vegas cut him. Indy. Nobody likes this guy more than a 2-year deal, yet he still plays more than 15 games. It's amazing. This guy sucks.
Well, that's what I said. I know his rookie year alone, he was on 3 different teams.
Never mind. He doesn't suck. He doesn't put up tackles. I don't like that. How does this guy get almost double-digit sacks but not enough tackles? This is bewildering. 9.5 last year, 10 the year before that, 8 and 8, 9.5, 12 and 8. This guy's a sack machine throughout the season, but he doesn't put up tackles. No, this guy's not good enough for me on IDP. Yannick has always had 8 sacks. Yeah, no, that's what I've been looking at right now. That's incredible. That is incredible. I don't know how you can have that many sacks and that low of account of tackles. His best year at tackles was his last year in Jackson in 2019. Let's just show him. Let's just show him. I have him up. I'm looking him up right now. I'll put him up, and so everyone sees what we're looking at. But I can't believe what I'm looking at right now. This is amazing. Look at this. Look at this. These are his stats. These are his stats. How do you have this many sacks and that low of a count of tackles?
Yeah, that's nuts. So he gets to the quarterback, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, you happy, Brian? We're talking about this idiot. You're welcome. Get out of here, Yannick Ngakoue. He's going to get cut next year anyways. Doesn't even matter. Eddie Jackson. Go get him. DB2. Anybody else? Honorable mentions that you had or thought about?
No, that was it.
Really? No? Not one? I'm surprised. Not one?
I'm going to be honest. I did very last-minute research.
You get what?
I did very last-minute research.
I tried hitting you up and you didn't answer. I was like, well, then fine. I'm just going to make the show. I know you were busy.
I literally had dinner, and then after dinner, we went to my parents' house to help.
In all fairness, we had this going since.
Oh, Sunday. I know. It was on Sunday.
Yeah, we love you too.
I'm aware.
Love you too, Brian. I heard he isn't a great teammate, but who cares?
We need him. We need him. Oh, that sounds.
Well, that's probably why nobody wants him. If you're a dickhead on the team, nobody wants you. I'm telling you, he's gonna get cut. What was his deal?
Who knows? Did you have honorable mentions?
I do, but I'm scared. depending on how well Christian Gonzalez does. Okay, and you probably already know where I'm going with this. Depending on how well Christian Gonzalez does.
So we could go.
What?
I said I have an idea.
Oh, you have an idea of who I'm talking about?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm going to continue because I think you probably already know now that I mentioned Christian Gonzalez.
Yes.
Depending on how good Christian Gonzalez does will depend on how well this guy produces. And my honorable mention is Marcus Jones.
Love that guy.
I do too.
Well,
but
I feel
he's
like
a
a
scary
roster
guy
spot
that you
might
don't want.
open because one of the corners ahead of him got arrested for bringing a loaded gun to an airport. So,
that's true.
So that might get him to slot or other side.
Yeah, but if you're
with the top two corners,
are you drafting him or are you kind of waiting for waivers? That's the issue.
I agree, but I feel like with the upside of returning kicks, and I know they have the new offensive scheme and whatnot, but he still might find his way on the offense as well. And those are the kind of guys I know me and you will absolutely love.
Oh, yeah, we love those guys, man. Give me the yards, bro.
Running back / receiver? Yeah, running back / receiver on my corner? Okay.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 1 year, dude. All right. Well, take your 10.5. Thanks. Go somewhere else. That's exactly what's going to happen. Like, I think Brian is so excited for this guy. Like, and I'm just like, yeah, he's good, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Random question. Do you think drafting tight ends is dead? If it's not, Kelsey or Kittle, do we have to answer this?
I said
Anthony,
no.
do we have to answer this between Kelsey or Kittle?
Well, first off, Mark Andrews.
Over these guys?
I might go Mark Andrews over Kittle.
What? Oh, over Kittle, yeah.
I said Kittle.
I'm not going over Kelsey.
I'm not Kelsey. But he's saying it's the tight end position dead, and I beg to differ. You got Kincaid, you got Laporta, you got Pitts, who could still hopefully do something.
Look, the tight end position doesn't have to be dead. This is another thing I'm going to bring up to the league, man. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from certain people, but I don't
have PPR for tight ends.
Yeah. Half PPR,
I like it.
full PPR. But if it's in your standard league, like it depends. Like if you're in a league that's already PPR, you could put double PPR for your tight ends. If you're in a half PPR, you can make the tight end specific on Sleeper as a full PPR. That brings the rise and the value
about the guy.
to tight ends. The whole D line. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, when your whole D line only has it. Yeah, we're one. Yeah, I guess. All right, I'll agree with you there, man. If one guy puts up the same amount of numbers that your entire D line does, there's no, dude. That's how bad the Bears line is, man. I now see why you're so excited over this bum. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious, dude. Oh my gosh. I mean, Ravens have receivers now, so Mark Andrews might not get the same stats. And Jacksonville got wide receivers, so Evan might not even get the ball a lot. We don't know that yet, though, because we've seen Lamar throw to Andrews over his other guys before.
Hollywood and like when they had Bateman.
Yeah, Bateman and Holly and Marquise Brown were there, and he still targeted Mark Andrews. So I don't know about that. I would still put Mark Andrews over a lot of receivers in the second or third round. So I don't know if I depends. I just feel like it depends on your league mates and your league settings. If it's half PPR or full PPR, I might wait on that. But if it's a standard, I might consider Mark Andrews above the rest. It just depends, man. So I don't think that the tight end position Well, I mean, it can be a dead wasteland. I get it, and it's kind of considered that way right now. But you can always rise up the value if your commissioner puts a little bit more on the PPR side specific to tight ends only, which I want to do here probably in the next couple of years. I want to do DB changes, and I want to add half PPR or at least to the tight end position. But that's our league. Whatever you guys do in your guys' league is totally up to you guys. But there are tight end premium leagues, and that's basically where they get double points for PPRs. Like they get 2 points per catch, which is crazy because that raises the value of a tight end so much more. So, but yeah, that's it, guys. It was IDP focus today. We gave our reasons why. Again, none of those guys are like beyond superstars. Like, what's up, Mike? Again, you said yo earlier, right? I think you were here earlier. Or am I just blending everything in? Were you not here earlier? I swear you were.
He was here in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, he was here.
He said yo, and now he says hey. He said OMG.
You're good. Don't worry. But no, all these guys we mentioned on IDP. If you don't play IDP, I guess this show is irrelevant to you. But we do like IDP, and we were trying to push that. Again, we did kind of.
Don't worry, Anthony. We'll definitely have a few. Probably.
I want you to do what?
Like a mock draft with offensive players and defensive players.
No, we will. We will, man. We
gotta have time to set it up.
A lot of people don't know about it yet. It's crazy, and we've been doing this show for a little over 2 years now, and we only do episodes. Like it's not like our main keep. We have lives outside of this, so it's not like we're pushing this or whatever. We're not doing like we should do shorts to get more popular, but at the same time, I only do it because I love doing this and I like talking football with you guys. But I feel like IDP is where it's at. I think eventually it's growing. I've convinced all the get right guys, and then Anthony kind of like told all their other guys, and they're all doing it.
Right.
So, it's individual defensive players is something where I feel like, it will be the next big thing. Because I can't stand full defensives. I just can't. I'll do them. I'm in leagues with them, but I just hate it, man. I really do.
It's just not the same because, like I said, like when you're watching football on Sunday and you see a defensive play, you're like, "Was that my guy?" And then if it is, you're so elated. Like it just changes the whole watching experience. Like I didn't like I kind of watched defense. I had an idea of who the good players were, but like now you like have laser focused on the defense. I feel like.
Oh yeah. So, my friends hate the idea of IDP. They think it's so. They think it's so confident. Do you mean like okay? Well, all right. So, and you're not the first one to tell me this. That people hate IDP. It depends on how you started out. If you're telling me that they started out with only 2 of them, and assumingly there was only 2 linebacker spots,
confusing.
But it's really not, though. It's really not. Here's right, Mike. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark, and I'm gonna probably be along the lines where you guys started a defense and 2 linebackers. That's where I'm gonna say most people start off with. If you're gonna do IDP, do a defensive line, a linebacker, a DB, and a flex at minimum. And then come at me. Because if they don't want to try it, well then they're just scared.
See, like I feel like it can be
everyone though.
It can be a little scary / like overwhelming when you first get into it. But I mean, I feel it's the same way with offense when you're first starting fantasy,
Yeah.
Like you kind of don't know like even if you're diehard football fan and you kind of have an idea who's good, who's not. Playing fantasy can still be kind of scary and overwhelming. But then once you get into it, you get used to it. You pick up habits. You like get a game plans. do your research, and then like once you get into it, it is like so much more fun.
Yeah, because you're looking at both sides of the ball, and you're not just looking at defense. Defense as a whole is okay, and you're only happy if something big happens. Other than that, it's like, okay, well, cool. And then other than that, you're looking at your defense like, oh, I'm at negative whatever because they got torched by somebody.
Right.
Like, but that doesn't happen anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got a 23 round draft in 2 weeks.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
20. Yeah, no, that sounds about right. Minimum with defense players. But yeah, I agree. Look, if the thing you could do is probably set up a separate league free. Try and get these guys into it, right? But at minimum, you got to do at least one down lineman, a linebacker, a DB, and a flex. Don't overwhelm them with like a crap ton of defensive guys. All right, just start off with 4. But you got to take away the defense in total. Like, you have to get rid of the entire defense. Yahoo Fantasy mock draft players are so it's oh, that's right. You guys are on.
Oh God.
Yeah, you guys are on Yahoo or CBS. Huh? I still can't believe Mike's the one who introduced me to CBS. Isn't that crazy? I am still
I remember that episode. You were like, wait, what?
Yeah, he's like, what about CBS? I'm like,
you stopped everything. And you were like, I'm looking this up right now. CBS has fantasy football. Like, it was so funny.
But look, I think at minimum, if you're gonna do IDP, take out defense completely. I hate defense total, like whole defenses. You got to do linebacker, D line, and DB, and a flex. 4 minimum. Get into swing of things with the offensive players. Everyone knows offense. The thing is, the reason it's confusing is because they're scared. They're not so confident in it because they're scared. It's different. Nobody likes anything that's different. They're always scared of what's different. It's just the way it is. I know CBS and fantasy or ESPN. The ESPN I knew. My dad has an 8-man CBS league. Holy crap!
Yeah, that was news to me.
This next month, man, I'm going to be rolling out a lot of reviews again.
I was going to ask you if we were going to do that again.
Yeah, no, I will. So we'll do those. If you guys have all the formats, man, just like last year, I'm gonna review them again, man. I do it every year, and you know what's always king? My fantasy leagues and Sleeper, but Sleeper tops it because it's free. That's just me. But yeah, so guys, look, IDP is can be scary. I get it. But it's totally fun. I recommend it, and we're gonna continue to push that until
what now?
What?
It's $150 to start a week
for CBS or my fantasy league. My fantasy league, you have to pay. CBS, you have to pay. Oh, out of here! Screw that.
Yeah.
Not for Sleeper. I would do it on Sleeper. CBS? Oh, well, no wonder I don't know about it.
Get out of here, CBS.
No wonder I don't know. I'm not paying $150. Dude, how good is this format, man? $150. I might as well go to my fantasy league.
Oh, jeez.
No. Anyways, outside of that, Marlon Mack is injured again.
Yep.
Am I surprised?
Spent a whole whopping 5 days on a roster.
I don't know. My dad keeps the league. If they all contribute to the league fee, sure, why not? Honestly, I would just fucking. Oh crap! I would just my bad.
Do they get like most of that? But like, does the winner get most of that back?
I would hope so.
Like,
get their league fee back. I would hope that they would just transition over. Like, there's so many leagues out there. Like, Sleeper legitly pays people $100 to transfer over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could do your first league there, and they'll be like, "Here's $100 for the winner."
Yeah. Colts need to make Taylor happy before he holds out. Yes, they do. But here's the thing. I think they're out on him. This is why I've been mentioning last episode, as we said, if you're in a Dynasty League, go get yourself Evan Hall, because he might be the guy next year. Or if Taylor gets hurt, guess who's next? Evan Hall. I've talked about this guy since October. I love that dude. But, hey.
You want to trade for him?
I have way too many running backs to actually sacrifice. I can't. So, but yeah, guys, I don't know. We're rambling on. We're almost sitting 2 hours, and I don't want to be here that long. So, guys, take care of yourselves. We'll be here Friday. 180, actually. Get off. Dude, quit. No, stop. The moment it's over $100, I'm not paying for this freaking league. No, I'm just no. No. Get out of here, 180. CBS. God. That's nuts, man. All right, guys. We'll be back Friday. We're gonna finish off the NFC side. Yeah? Yes. We did AFC. Wait, hold on.
AFC.
We're going to do the other division on Friday.
We're going to do AFC.
Thank you. AFC, and then we're going to see who faces in the Super Bowl. And then the following week, we're going to finish off the draft order based off of our rankings and what we did this entire summer. And hopefully, we are at least more than 50% right, I would hope. I'm going to shoot for 80.
Trades aside, obviously.
Yeah, trades aside, but I'm going to say 80%. And guys, again, if you haven't noticed already, if you're in the divisional leagues, some of them already started at the best ball leagues. The link down below is the Build a Blocks League. Get in there. It is a different format. I thought of, me and my crazy brain, we thought of a Build a Blocks. It has a different format. I'll explain it. Just get in.
Tested it last year. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, it'll be the easiest league you ever do, but the hardest draft every week. That's all I got to say. It's fun. Different, but it's fun. And then we'll do some mock drafts next year, next week. We're going to do an IDP mock draft with Brian. We'll do that. I'll try and get people in there. I'll probably create that show through the weekend to if you guys want to get in, the link will be in there. So it's already set. So when we do other episodes, we'll promote it and then just like, hey, get in there. What else we got? What else we got going on this year? Oh, NFL HD. Get ready. Look,
NFL HD.
At the beginning of the episode, we talked about it. Look, that link to NFL HD, like, help us help you. I'm telling you, $100. You get multiple channels. That's all on the internet, and I think you get up to 2 devices to stream it on. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember.
Moist.
But yeah, it's I've been using it for years, man. It's $100 for the entire year, and you get REDZONE and NFL channel and the NBA and MLB and NHL and Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon and Animal Planet and whatnot. Check it out. Just check it out. We did it at the beginning of the episode. So, anyways, that's it, guys. We'll see you Friday as we cover AFC. Anything else?
Be fun. Yep.
Join league. There you go. All right.
Man.
Again, easiest league you'll ever do, but the hardest draft week. Yes. And we draft once a week.
Because you're building your blocks.
Yep. All right, guys. Again, Mark, anything else? We'll shut it down.
No, I'm good. It's almost 11 o'clock. Time for bed.
It's only 7:45 here. All right, man.
No, it must be nice. No,
thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys later. Take care. I'll see you Friday.
Later.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.